That's well bowled. Good area straight away. It's Bartram. Amelia Bartram that starts off. And you can see that, yeah, some of the ladies and some of the gentlemen around the ground certainly are feeling the chill. There's a few scarves around. I get a feeling there's a few hand warmers out there as well. England, 88% to 12%. Favourites here on the win predictor. Quite understandable, I suppose, when you see their record and how they started yesterday. That's nicely played away. And Thomas gets the first runs on the board of day 2 of this, the Euros of women's cricket. That's right, that's what we're talking about. You've seen it here, first time ever on the European Cricket Network, where 5 nations, the top nations in European cricket, come together to contest for the big one. And as you heard there from Vinnie Sandu, in 5 days' time, we will know which one of these 5 nations is going to be crowned the champions of Europe. That's a really good seed, really well bowled. Just watch this, she draws the batter out and then gets the ball to move away at the last moment. Lovely delivery, there's that movement away. A little bit late on that as well. I think Megan Sturge opening up there with Libby Thomas, England, of course, yesterday. We saw them just on the one occasion, but they showed their strength when they beat Austria quite comfortably. No is the call, no run, well bowled. I'm liking this line here. First thing in the morning, it's not easy. I can tell you that. I mean, we're talking about the weather, and it is cold. Trust me, it's cold. It's really chilly. My hand's in my pocket. I told you already, my ink is not flowing. The computer doesn't want to play ball. It's chilly. So you can imagine what it's out there and trying to control that ball, very cold fingers. And also you've got the dew to contend with as well. You don't see that on your screens, but it's very dewy. Gets played away, waiting. I think there probably is a single there if you go straight away. So a little bit hesitant there, England, to get that single. It's not like them, normally they're very good running in between the wickets. But I do like the field that has been set by the captain, Kamuda Pedrick. Got plenty of blue, that Italian blue, closing in on the batters like they're walking in as the bowler comes in. And, that one clips away. This time they do go, and it's going to be a leisurely chase, has to be said. Was trying to get a foot on it really there. That's Dalawata. I think she needed really to get down a little bit earlier just to keep it to a single. And every time the ball skids across the surface like that, it will get pretty wet. Anyway, that is the end of the first over. It's a nice tidy one. Well bowled there from Amelia Bartram. And 3 come from it. So 3 of the first. This is what we saw yesterday. The highest score, 130, was scored. That was actually scored by the Netherlands. The lowest, 43. That was Austria batting first against England. Average around about 88. But the key thing there is you see the wins batting first compared to batting second. So it's pretty early on, just day 1. So it'll be interesting to keep a track on that. So 3-1 at the moment. And before the start of this second over, I think it's a fine time to welcome somebody who's looking very festive in the sort of the blue. Well, got the Italian blue, but got a very festive shirt on as well. Buenos dias, Vinnie Sandu.
Buenos dias. Yeah, I've got a little bit of the English red as well, the Spanish red, a little bit of everything actually. I'm feeling a bit Christmassy today. Anyway, let's get ready for the start of the second over. And it's going to start with a ball that's pushed to point. Infielding's been pretty good so far from the Italians. It was the strength of theirs yesterday as well. Thought they held the catch as well. But interesting that they are going to spin in this second over with Mahamalagi. And yeah, you mean obviously we didn't see a lot of the English batting yesterday. They only batted for 3 overs. That was the nature of their game.
Mahamalagi bowled well yesterday, 2 for 13 against the Netherlands. This one's just a little bit wide. Interesting that I noticed this yesterday as well, Vinny. I mean, she doesn't bowl with a lot of pace, but always has that slip in place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I suppose, you know, if you do get a little edge, it's handy to have someone there to catch it, but it's rarely seen, I think, in this form of the game.
It's a nice looking shot through the gap, but they do have that sweeper there. And you mentioned it in your intro. I mean, what the Italians did in field yesterday was very good. Nice. Like I said, I like the field placement, and they supported the bowlers really well, but more importantly, when they had the opportunities, they took them. Yeah,
that's true. And they even kind of turned half chances into wickets. I think that's going to be super important. Thomas into the side. Also, she'll do the wicket keeping today. Got a few options in that area.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's good loopy delivery from Mamalage. Gets it in the right area. And the batter just a little bit slow again on this.
I think that's a stumping chance, I've got to say.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we get this second time round. Yeah, it's a difficult one. The ball really does. It sort of pops up, right?
Yeah, it takes off on everyone. But the thing is, Ratnaik is a very good keeper. She'll be disappointed. I think she misses that, and then she makes up for it next ball with the take. But yeah, that's one of those ones. Yeah, it's cold. It's what is it, 6 degrees currently, 5 degrees I'm actually seeing. But you know, we haven't seen England 11 lose a wicket yet. Put it that way. Yesterday it was Bethan Ellis and Meg Austin doing the job. This is hit pretty hard, and it will get around the fielder who can't quite get down to ground, and it'll just get to the rope. So with the first boundary of the day, that's Thomas that strikes it.
Yeah, nice strike. Once again, I think Daluata is just a little bit slow on this. I think on this surface, on this outfield, you've got no issues. It's like a carpet. I think you've got to get down. You've got to get that early slide. It's good for sliding at the moment. A little bit of moisture in the air. Yeah, get the slide in and try and get something on that. Once it gets past it, even with this very slow sort of damp outfield in the morning, it's still going to get away from you.
Kind of a away floater there, and it'll be punched out. That field has been busy. I think it's a pretty smart fielding position at this stage. It'll be the end of the second over. Not a bad one at all from Mahamalagi, as she goes for 10, and the score is 13 without loss after 2.
Yeah, let's have a look at how the stat. Well, not quite the over actually. Might be just still one more to go. There were a couple of wides in there, so one more to go, and after that, we will have a look at the standings to give us an idea of how the points were shared yesterday. That's another good shot. It's slowing down slightly, but the fielder won't get there. Under, Iba, no puede. Eso es cuatro más. Sonia Tofoletto gave that a good chase. Just the gitty feeling it, but choka lagya. Lovely shot.
Yeah, really nice on drive, and so yeah, they won't get out of the over unscathed in the end. Getting a bit ahead of myself this morning, but it'll be 16 without loss after 2. And yeah, yesterday we saw Italy play pretty well against the Netherlands. They couldn't quite get the victory, but they did take a point off the Dutch. We saw England 11 have a pretty comprehensive victory over Austria, where they were able to chase the total down just 3 overs. But I mean, they were really impressive with their bowling, their fielding, and that pack mentality in the infield. Yeah. They create a lot of run-out opportunities. But England 11, I think they're also pretty committed to giving opportunities to as many players in key positions as possible.
One bounce, straight to a good call.
But that's something we saw with their management, Richard Logan, who was also in charge of the 11 men's side. You know, even as the tournament was getting to the pointy end, he was still mixing up players in positions, trying to get as much cricket into as many players as possible, so that when it came down to it, everyone was confident. And eventually it paid off, because England 11, they did win the ECC men's tournament back in October for the second time.
Bartram just strays on the leg. That's well picked up. That's unfortunate, really. It's a really good stop. If she took it cleanly in her hands, you can see just rubbing the leg a little. No, says the camera. Didn't take it cleanly. All right. But you made the stop. But if she took it in her hands and got the throw in straight away, it would have been close.
It would have been tight, but it was a good stop by Anne Waterclough-Soria when you look at the temperature currently. So electing to bowl out Bartram here. And then we'll see who they go to.
She's bowled very well. I'm very impressed. Very good rhythm. All right, choosing to come around the wicket, and what we're seeing is consistency. She's coming around the wicket. She wants to create that angle, and she is getting the ball in right in.
It's an unusual one. It's almost like she's like a fake left armour, I think. She's not obviously left-handed, but she's going at that similar kind of angle of left arm over. Interesting little bylines here. I mean, Bartram plays her cricket in England. So does Regina Sidazay.
A little bit short, but to the fielder again. Here comes the throw. Good pick up. Got to get behind the stumps here.
Yeah, I mean, Bartram, because she's on that side, she couldn't quite manoeuvre herself around, so she knew probably the only chance of a run-out was a direct hit anyway. And if it had hit, I think it probably would have been out. But again, it's good calculated risk taken by the English batters. And yeah, just think about it. Playing a cricket in England, but playing against England.
This time they decide not to go. So good early call. Yeah, I want to say very good morning to the umpires as well. See, umpire Snehel is at the bowler's end at the moment. First time this series that she's been with us. So delighted to have Snehel here with us from It's come across from the Netherlands, and of course we've got Stefan Gooch out there as well, and the third umpire, Joe Foster, led of course by Ian Rummage.
Last ball, the power play.
4 runs, and that's a really good shot, well executed. Knows where the fielders are. I mean, she has found Delawata a few times, but this time, look, she plays it a little bit earlier, and just the way she directs that into the gap is beautifully done. That's a top shot. 4 runs.
One of the more difficult shots in the game. The on drive made it look easy. I've got to say, yeah, Bartram, I guess hindsight's 20/20, but maybe the long on would have been useful. I think they had a deep backward point and a deep third, which maybe were putting too many resources in that area. But 3, 13 and 7. Certainly 11 having a bit more of a stern test. I think also batting first and with a kind of fresh score sheet compared to when they only required something in the 40s against Austria yesterday. So, yeah, our first chance to see the England batting go the distance. Now, we're going to have the captain, Kamudu Pedrick, bowling over number 4. Hey, what a nice chance to say hello to everyone, no matter where you're watching from around the world. Hello to Jeffrey Mobbs, hello to Dave Bod as well. And TPL Cricket Show has decided to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ECN European Cricket Network, and is now a silver spanner. So hello to you.
Hello and welcome, yes. And of course, everybody can if you'd like to.
Got
become a member.
Sorry, just going to say, just spotted a new one. Got Michael Pocock. I've got Jiminy Cricket, great name. I've got Rob Thompson watching from New Zealand as well. To Helix, Stephen Kelk, and Kroom, and anyone I missed. What a yes. All right, here's Pedrick over number 4.
Interesting start. Starts like she's like a prowling big cat is about to bounce. So there's another one that just got through to Daluwata's. Not having the best of time out there. Maybe she's like me, not an early morning person.
Almost worked out though, because it caused a bit of confusion with the running. Yeah, the big cats takes me back to the Jaguars that won the ECS in Barcelona on Saturday night.
Yeah, I must admit I did enjoy looking at some of the highlights yesterday. A lot of stuff on the social media from that event. What an event it was, Barcelona. It was well, it really was. We always refer to it as a blast. It was a blast, and it was historic as well. Pedrick floats it up. That's good length. Well bowled.
And it was also good little tail in from Pedrick. That definitely swings, drifts in. But yeah, you know, we came from that AstroTurf field in Barcelona. Just watch this one quickly. Look at the little left-right, but also well dealt with a straight bat. Excellent technical batting as well.
Yeah, that's a really good delivery. I think a lot of batters would have got excited. That's too high. That was going to be called a no ball. So this one does come out of the hand all wrong. It's called straight away by Stefan Gooch. So that's just what I mean. I think that this is all to do with the conditions, Vinny. Actually, the ball is a little bit. That you can see there is a cloth. They're trying to keep that ball pretty dry because of the moisture. I mean, this moisture by the end of this innings, most of it will be gone. But yeah, it just doesn't get the grip on that ball. It slips out, and unfortunately, it's a no-hit. So free hit coming up. The license to go the full Monty here from Sturge.
Yeah, well, let's see how this goes first. Sturge trying to accelerate, I think, through these middle overs. All 10 wickets still in hand. They shouldn't lose one here. Cracking shot into the gap. Not so well covered. Again, the Italian fielding has been a standout feature of their game, and mentioned in the intro, I think they're one of the most improved teams in European cricket, women's or men's.
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, we've come from an AstroTurf field in Barcelona. This could easily be an AstroTurf field because it looks perfect, doesn't it? It's quite incredible.
Yeah, shout out, of course, to David Cooper, who keeps it looking immaculate. Well bowled this one, just a little bit slower, a bit of that teaser again. It's one of those where really the batter's got to decide, yeah, I'm going after this, I am going to leave my crease, I'm leaving home to get to it, but the keeper's right there, and Ratanaika, as we said already, she's a very good keeper, so you don't want to give her a chance.
She'll be keen to make up for a slight error earlier as well.
Gone. That is, well, that's that lofted delivery again, and this is what I'm talking about. Batters see that coming, think it's a full toss, and they think, right, I'm going to have this. She goes right the way across, but it actually dips on her. I think when we see this again from the slow-mo, we'll see that this ball does a bit, and that's what throws the batter. So the first wicket, the first time that England have lost a wicket in this, the Euros of cricket happening in Andalusia, Spain, at the Carma Oval. Let's have a look at this one again.
Yeah, Pedrick is wily fox, isn't she, really? And this definitely tails, and it looks like a big juicy one, and then the bottom falls out of it. I mean, it actually hits the stumps on the full, so it was a genuine full toss. But again, when you're cross-batting a ball that is straight, if you don't judge the flight of it completely right, then that's the price you pay sometimes, Thomas. We'll see her again when she takes the gloves in the second innings. Right now, she's the first wicket to fall on day 2, gone for 11. It's 28 for 1.
Yeah, the lucky 13th ball for Thomas. But the other thing I like about Pedrick, the captain there, even though one did get out wrong, she didn't stop bowling the ball. She thought, nah, I can still do it. I can get it in the right spot. She does, gets it on the money, gets the wicket, well bowled. And now that gives us a chance to see Sachi Pai comes out to bat at number 3.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing from Sachi Pai, because I heard she might be able to give us a guest spot in the box. Right now, she's got one ball to deal with from Pedrick.
Wants to get off the mark straight away. Once again. Oh, wow, this is a bit of a wipeout. Well, I don't think Rathanayake knew too much about it, but this is where she uses a tootsie and knocks over the batter. Well, Megan Sturge feels the force of Rathanayake here.
Yeah, well, there you go. And bat flies, batter flies. Keeper kind of stands there looking like, what just happened? Anyway, that'll be the end of the over, 29 for 1.
There's not much of Rathanayake, but enough to cause damage like that. Let's have a look at how things are here at the moment. So, okay, slow progress upwards. They're just starting to just flatline a little bit here now. Of course, that wicket will mean that things just drop down a little bit. But England, I'm pretty sure, got plenty of batting, and there's plenty of batters. Looking forward to coming out there and having a hit. And 4 overs in, 29 for 1. So we will now see Daluwata, who, once again, bowled very well yesterday. I don't think there's too many bowlers that didn't bowl well yesterday, actually, to be fair. So Daluwata took 2 for 16 against the Netherlands. And just gets played away for a single. Yeah, they restricted the Netherlands to 92, but that score for 92 went +5 because for the first time on the European Cricket Network, a batter was too slow getting out into the middle to take guard and didn't make it within 60 seconds. So there was those 5 runs added on to the Netherlands score.
Yeah, it was a bit of an unusual one. Maybe we'll touch on that in a second. Daluwata, though, big fan.
Oh, good delivery. That's why you're a big fan, because she gets those slingy Yorkers in.
I love players that have that X factor. And look, the thing I like about Daluwata as well, she doesn't try and bowl too fast. Because sometimes, with that slightly unusual arm angle, you can get carried away with it and really try to sling it all over the place. But, yeah, I like her accuracy, and I know I've probably jinxed her now. Here she comes again.
A pitch. Oh, well, you almost rewarded her with a commentator's kiss, which that could have been, and maybe should have been a wicket, because Regina doesn't normally drop these.
No, true. I think she just misjudges the flight of the ball there. Just needed to go and time that jump a bit better. She did have to get off the ground there, Regina Citadel. That is a bit of a lucky one. Daluwata really should have had a wicket. That's a couple of, that was more than a half chance. That was a genuine chance. Yeah. That was a half chance with the stumping earlier. And I just feel this England 11, they're not going to let you get away with missing some of these key batters up the top.
Just stray slightly down the leg side there, but I'm liking the length that Daluwata is trying to bowl on, and she looks like to me like a bowler who, once she gets and keeps that accuracy pretty consistent, she's going to take a lot of wickets. I'm sure she has taken a lot of wickets.
The way her action's set up is that she should get a kind of late in swing to these full balls just with that acute arm action.
Okay, goes for the big shot. It's up in the air. I think it's going all the way. It will. Bolle. Quinta zona es de primero en el día. The first 6. Un máximo. And that's a really good hit from Pai. Well, she's here and she wants to make her mark, and she hits the first 6 of the day. Yeah,
it's a cracking shot. Lifted up and over the fence. Maximo time, and we're away. And I will say, even though she is a bit of an unusual character, Daluwata, I do like her when she's fuller. I like her when she's kind of trying to jam it up in there in that block hole, which we saw earlier in the over. She
Comes back again. What's the reply going to be? Well, she does try and go full. A good response. Yeah, well done. I think she knows herself. And that one was put away emphatically because of the length. So she does go full. A little bit wider outside the off as well. And there's no way that Pai can put that one in the same spot. Has to play it out defensively. Good comeback.
Yeah, it was a good comeback. Still think they'll be kicking themselves. I know it's cold. That catch earlier in the over wasn't hit particularly hard. Last ball of the fifth.
They're asking a question, and there's going to be a wicket. Well, Daluwata, when we have a look at this again, the surprise on her face was kind of unbelievable. There's no doubt about it from Ratanaika. She wants it. She's up straight away. And Daluwata has a look at the umpire, and umpire Snehal says yes, and she is then full of joy. She's pumped. May have got hit for a big six, but she comes back. Here's the delivery, and it must have been the slightest of feathers. Ratanaika wants it. Daluwata, watch her. She's thought, what, really? I got one. And then she's up and about. Oh, what a good wicket that is, because Pai looked dangerous.
Again, put it in a dangerous area. And it's probably not a shot that Shachi Pai's going to frame with the big swing across the line. It wasn't quite there for that. But yeah, 6 and out job really for Shachi, as she will become the second wicket to fall. And at the end of 5 overs, it is 38 for 2. Gives us a chance to welcome you into the commentary box. Look one more time at that wicket from Daluwata, who, yeah, you see the reaction there. Let's just say it wasn't the most convincing appeal, but the umpire heard it, the keeper heard it and saw it. But it does give us a chance to welcome you as we start the 6th over. Merry Christmas, everyone, as well. Vinny Sandy here, Mr. Maximo Rico Full with me. Day 2 on the way. Warm welcome to everyone out there, no matter where you're watching from around the world. Also, probably going to have 1 or 2 special guests in the commentary box as well today. Anyway, right now, let's go back out to the action where the 6th over is in full swing. And it is Pedrick who's continuing for a 2nd over. Take a slightly dodgy 2 here, but they'll get away with it on minor fumble. But yeah, I've really been impressed with the cricket yesterday, to be honest, on the field. I think it was gripping. And we had teams pushing other teams that, you know, if you'd asked me a year ago where they were in vastly different places, but providing tremendous entertainment. This is going to be a tough one, because I think it's going to get it to the boundary, and it's going to be 5 wide. So yeah, this is one. I think Ratnaika, again, she's a good keeper, but she can't quite get sideways enough to deal with this, plus the length didn't help. It's almost like a Yorker for the keeper. And so that's going to be 5 runs to England, 5 wides.
Yeah, once again, I think she wasn't quite expecting it. I wonder if she loses a bit of that behind the bat as well. But it goes all the way, so even though there's a lot of moisture, the Grizzly still goes across his surface pretty quickly. Better ball. And taking on Daluwata, who gets a wild throw in. He needs backing up, and it is backed up well.
Yeah, that is a good calculated run there as well. So in England right now, they're going at kind of 80s pace, and that has been more or less the average run rate on day 1 at least. We call the 80s the Grady 80s for a reason, because they make great games.
Oh, that's going to be another no. I get the feeling that's the second one she's bowled as well.
It is.
So they're going to have to be careful about this here. So still having those issues with the ball slipping out of her hand.
Yeah, and she actually did pretty well to hit that as firmly as she did, because shoulder high, not something you practice a lot. And so we'll have a free hit coming up, and it's Bethan Gammon, who's come out in the 4 spot. Pedrick, if she bowls 1 more of those, that means she won't be able to bowl anymore in this game.
It's a brave delivery. Doesn't back away from bowling what she wants. That's the delivery that got her the wicket earlier, wasn't it, against Thomas?
That's right, yeah. The kind of full toss Swami, Pedrick. But yeah, the ECN regulations say that if you bowl any delivery waist high or above, there's a first warning, there's a second and final warning, and then 3rd time you won't be able to bowl for the rest of the game. So she is on a final warning, but only 2 balls to go. She should be fine. 50's up as well for 11 in the 6th over.
It's going to be another wide. It's not the worst of deliveries. I think she knows exactly what she's trying to do here, Pedrick. After bowling those fuller deliveries, she wants to draw the batter out, bowls the the slightly shorter delivery, but unfortunately, once again, just gets it too wide.
Almost gets a nick. Yeah, not a bad ball. Also, I want to highlight really good keeping from Ratnaka behind the stumps to get across to that one. Not an easy take.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, jinxed her. Said should have been right. This is almost a run out. Would have been out of her head.
No,
but I think Pedrick's going to be out of the attack now. That's a third. And it means someone else is going to have to finish the over.
And that's, you know, if it is, that's worst case scenario, because it's if she goes for a bowler to bowl it, it'll count as one of the overs.
Yeah, exactly.
For that person, and it's just a ball. I think a ball or two balls that will have to be bowled. They are checking this.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I think this one.
I think it's about does it dip enough? That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Okay, it has been called, so that's going to be the end, unfortunately. In this match, I know she had with that one being called a no-hit, there was 2 balls to bowl, so another bowler will have to bowl the remaining 2 deliveries, and that will count as an over for that bowler. So yeah. I think this is where you go with somebody who you could a part-time bowler.
By the way, they're going to bowl 2 balls, and one of them they can't even take a wicket. Yeah. So no, this is like a job nobody wants really. But yeah, what I will say is, you might say, well, you know, what's the deal with that? You know, why can't she just finish the over? But you know, full high deliveries, like your pads only really go just above your knees, right? So when when you're bowling regularly balls that are high, it can create a danger issue. At the pace of Pedrick's not super dangerous, but it's just, you know, it's a standard rule across.
Don't forget though, here on the European Cricket Network, we do give them that one extra chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Other laws of cricket, it's just
some people think that's funny because they're like, well, in a longer game, you know, you only get 1 warning, then you're off. But I think what it is, even though you're only bowling 2 overs max, is that you're trying a lot of things in this form of the game. You're trying slower balls. You know, think it can happen that you get things wrong. And it looks like Miss Talasha Naniakara, who is going to bowl the end of the 6th over. So the first ball will be a free hit.
Yeah, the thing is, we've seen many a time this happen. It's not a nice thing to happen to a bowler, but it can happen. Yeah. But then the also bowler can come in and pick up a wicket. All right, can't do it in this ball unless it's, of course, a run out. But she's still got two deliveries, hasn't she? Here's the first. It's not a bad one at all. Well, hit straight to the fielder, and here could be the run out. Oh, wow. That could have been. And that was a little bit of good fortune there for Bethan Gammon, because she could have been cooked.
I mean, it's great fielding. Gammon was on the back foot, knew she was in trouble. But also, this is the way you take those runs. It would have had to have been a perfect piece of fielding. It was almost perfect. It wasn't good enough. They get the single.
This one, it's going to be a spicy stop. Oh, well done. Really good. And those of you that are watching, many youngsters want to watch how to do the fielding out in the deep. This is a great example of it. I mean, comes across, does Amelia Bartram, and not only putting her hands there, but gets the body behind it. Great fielding. And I said, on a surface like this, you can do this. That's what you expect to see. Slides, gets the body behind it. So even though it eludes the hands, the leg is there to stop it. Brilliantly done.
You should probably remember that piece of fielding for a while, because that's the kind of fielding that'll probably result in a bruise. Anyway, 55 for 2 after 6 overs. 11, certainly not having it all their own way. Italy, I still think, you know, they'll probably rue a couple of mistakes here. But also they've played some pretty good cricket. Regina Sidazay is going to bowl over number 7, so I'll go with another off spinner. Yeah, so I mean, Naniakara, for me, she would have been probably in my 5 bowlers, but Regina comes on as a 6th bowler, so they shouldn't run out of bowling here, even with that kind of emergency bowler situation. Here we go in over number 7.
And chance, it gets dropped down, and well, Daluwata ought to take that. It's in the hands, it comes out, and that's a bit of a let off, and Gammon gets, is that Gammon? No, that was Sturge, gets another life.
Yeah, Sturge living a bit of a charmed life out there, to be honest. That was a bit of a sitter as well. Can't catch them all, as this one is a bit of an awkward one for the fielder, and they'll just get the single off this. So, I mean, England, they're about 90 pace at the moment. Of course, yeah, Italy, they're going to be tested against the English bowling, which I think was very, very impressive yesterday with their pace and slower options.
Did a bit short, but plays it too early. Yeah, that's the shot. She knows where she should have been here, Sturge. She's going to round about run a ball here, and I think what The thing they never want to be doing here with all those wickets in hand is really having to push on. Hits that pretty well, but once again, it should just be... Oh, goes down too early here, the captain, Pedrick. Having a bit of a mare in the field. Gives the apologies. Goes down too early, and really she goes side on. And doesn't do what we saw Barton do earlier. Goes down early and gets beaten by the bounce.
I'm not too critical of that. I mean, to be honest, the last bounce did kind of skid a little bit right to left on her. And at least, she is trying to get as much behind as she can. It was just a minor misjudgment. How about it? Has the consequence of a boundary.
Goes for the cut shot this time. Takes a single.
It's those little things, hey. It's just the little things were going Italy's way yesterday in the field. Think about some of the catches that were taken. Some of the ridiculous catches that were taken as well.
Yeah, excellent catches.
But yeah, today, just not happening so far.
Oh, and there you go. You say not happening. This is a fine edge. And the ball will just stop before. Then they go for 3. They think about it and decide against it. Probably was on there, Vinny.
Good chase. That's 4 later on once the dew has cleared. But that time, they'll get back for the 2. And so Regina concedes 9 in the 7th over. That's the end of it. It's 64 for 2.
64 on the board. Over is called. And Regina still standing in her place. She's saying, who's next?
She said,
keeping
I'm not
the
allowed
ball
to
nice
bowl 2
and
in a
dry
row.
for you.
Somebody else is going to have to take this off me. Hey, we were able to reveal what the draft schedule is. And, of course, this is subject to change, but this is the plan for 2024 with the European Cricket Series. So we'll have, I think that's a 49-week season, again, that's planned. So starting in Cyprus, I know you'll be there, Rico, and also we're planning a night series early in the season as well. It doesn't show up on that, but you can basically see how the season's laid out with the ECL break early in the season, the ECC break. So the ECL is the Champions League of men's club cricket. The ECC and ECCX will be the men's Euros, and then ECCW to finish the year again. That's the plan. Excited about that. All right, Nani comes out into the gap, and that's actually an incredibly good pickup from Regina Citizet.
What a stop.
To the left, and well, they gave a boundary away. I think this is one that more often than not probably gets through.
She does so well. Easy. Does so well. How she gets this to get into her hands is brilliantly done. Well, this was pretty high. It's a catching opportunity, and almost. It's going to be 4 runs in the end. 4 carreras. But what a great effort this is. It's hit hard, comes across, gets hands to it, but once again, this is just that slippery ball. It's a little bit slippery, doesn't get good control over it. It goes sort of into the palms, but that's another let off. This one gets dragged towards the leg side. So chances are there, but they're not being able to pick them up, have they, Vin?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And you feel like, for Italy to knock over England, they've got to make the most of those half chances. That's the thing as well.
Well, this is out. Yeah, it is. No issues at all given on the field by umpire Nihal. Really good work. So Ratanaika, we said she's a good keeper. I think the batters know they've got to be going for this, and we've seen that in the last sort of 6 deliveries or so. Both these batters are really taking on the bowlers and chancing their arm a little bit. They've got plenty of wickets to come. So dances down, tries to get to the pitch of it. Gets done by the bounce there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And it's no real discernible turn back here either. So this was probably the interesting one for me, that Nani Yakara, she's someone I would like to see have the opportunity to get the full 2 overs. As it is, because she finished the last one, she'll get 1.2, but she's making the most of it at the moment as England lose a 3rd wicket, 70 for 3.
Yeah, well bowled. I like that length from Nani Yakara. Let's see if she can do it again. Well, this one just gets sort of chipped up over her. It'll be a single as Amelia comes across and does the fielding, wipes the ball.
Yeah, Ratnaka will be feeling a lot better about herself.
I need one of those neck scarves. I definitely do.
Pretty good.
One of those. And I forgot my beanie today. Anyway, well bowled.
It's a good take. That's the one that kind of did it earlier. So it's the extra bounce that sometimes you get off this track. That'll be the end of the over. Nani Yakara does well. She finishes with 1 for 9 off the 8 balls she has to deliver, and it's 71 for 3 after 8.
Yeah, getting her on really nicely. Once again, say buenos dias to everybody on our chat. It's lovely to have you with us. And of course, namaste, salam alaikum, sasri akal, aibawan, and welcome to, of course, all of our viewers watching in the Indian subcontinent via fan code. Lovely to have you with us watching the Euros of cricket here in Spain.
Regina comes back for over number 9.
Good stop.
Dot ball first up.
Yeah, just bowls this one up, flights it up. It gets played out, but good stop. No run. And now the next ball. Just to talk you through this one.
We'll catch you up.
Yeah, this has just been clipped away to Dalawatu, and they'll take a single here.
So we've got a dot and a 1 to start the over.
Places out on tee off. And it will just be a single. Italy will be very happy with this at the moment. Good bit of fielding. Backed up there also by Dalawatu. They do all the basics right, don't they?
Yeah.
They do all the basics right. They do it. They keep it simple, but they do it right.
It's also a skill if you made a couple of minor errors, just to put it out of your mind, concentrate on your job.
Nice looking shot. This is going to be 4, I think.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh,
no! Oh, no!
Oh, that was
Ay, ay, ay.
That's going to be 4. I actually have a feeling she might. Well, let's
This
look at
hits
it
a
first.
body. I think this comes off
Yeah.
a body. And
yeah,
then
I wasn't. She may have laid on the rope to begin with, but then to
Aye.
remove all doubt. That was an incredible effort from Pedrick. Oh, that was like a Premier League goalkeeper
And I love the
stopping
fact,
a bullet.
I love the fact that she herself then turns around and says it's 4. You know, that's great sportsmanship as well. But, well, I thought it was 4 straight away. It was 4 in the end, but
Yeah.
what an effort.
Well, I gave her 2 chances of stopping that. One was slim and one was none. And when she got down to her left, it was quite incredible. Yeah, I think it might have been 4 the moment that she kind of sat on the rope and the ball was touching her. But then, I mean, obviously the ball got knocked on the rope anyway.
Okay, now, just once again, we saw a lot of this yesterday. I think Spain did a fair bit of this. Maybe Austria fell into the same category as well. If you have a look at the captain here, Kamudu Pedrick starts to run in. I think at that point, you just need to get your feet straight, firmly fixed, and then try and take the ball. I think when you're moving, it becomes so much difficult. And I think even if she was to get hands onto this because of her momentum, I don't think she would have caught it. She probably would have knocked it over the boundary. So little things they can still work on. 84 for 3 after 9.
Certainly a hot spot on a fairly cold morning here on the Costa del Sol. Yeah, 84 for 3 after 9. I'm going to keep a counter today. That's my first run under the ball that I've seen. Because I reckon we had 4 or 5 yesterday. And, that ball was struck firmly. You had to realise that and realise, all right, I need to know where the rope is. I'm going to stay just inside the rope and I'm not going to rush in as it was. She would have had a play on it. It bounced maybe not even a metre over the rope, so she would have had a play on it. Anyway, last overtime, and it's going to be Mahamalagi to come back.
It should be straightforward stop for Dalawatu. Certainly has been in the prominent position where plenty of balls have been coming her way. It makes the stop, keeps it to a single. So let's see if Mahamalagi can pick up a wicket or 2 here. She's bowled pretty well so far, just a 14 from her. It's nicely struck. More work to be done here by Pedrick. And this time she does well. I think she was tempted to go down early here again, but the last moment she said, no, I'm going to stay on my feet, get me hands to it, and does. Keeps it to 1. Good stroke, though, from Gammon, who now gets into the 20s. Back row to face. Moves early, plays it sweetly down the ground, but once again it's Pedrick who does the pickup. One thing I'm noticing quite often here is when the ball's being thrown in, the offside field is just a little bit slow to be backing up, and I just think the bowlers have done well to stop a lot of these throws.
Yeah, true. Everyone should be doing something every ball.
Well, this one is picking it off the fence. That's what you're doing, because that is a good shot. Uses her feet, gets it over the infielders, and that's going to be 4 runs. Nicely struck. Good shot there by Gammon.
Yeah, it's a good shot because it covers back, so the gap was over on the leg side. So that's a ball you could hit probably either offside or leg side, but that just shows good cricket IQ,
Yeah.
knowing where the outfielders are and targeting a certain spot that was unattended. 2 to come.
This one's fuller. Good comeback from Mamalage.
Much better ball. I think the length is everything for me. And couldn't do too much with that at all. So, 92 for the English with 1 ball remaining. Mamalagi to deliver it.
Well struck. Pedrick again. Makes the stop. They think about 2, and she should have taken the bells off.
Oh,
she didn't.
Oh, she
would have. It would have been out.
I mean,
She would have been out.
But it wasn't a run. So I mean, so it didn't save a run. But yeah, I'm surprised. She could have taken an easy stat here. See here, and it would have been out. I suppose no harm done, as it'll just be the single in the end. I'd still like to see him going for that second run though, because you never know, maybe it'll get fumbled. So England 11 will finish 93 for 3 off the 10 overs. Yeah, I think a bit each way. I think England 11 with their bowling, they'd have to be favourites, but Italy, they are a team that continue to turn heads. It's for me, it was a little bit both ways. I think there were some really good strokes taken. I do think Italy created some opportunities they weren't necessarily able to take during the 10 overs as well. And I think that probably inflates the score a little bit compared to what might have been. But having said that, it was a pretty gripping first 10 overs here of day 2.
Yeah, I enjoyed what I saw. It was a nice contest, really. England would have been favourites, of course, still are. But there's the wicket there as Pedrick comes in and it gets Thomas bowled. Thomas plays all the way around this one. Ratnanaika showing that, well, she's got some tricks up her sleeves, even when she's not looking at the action. Hint, hint. This one goes a long way up the air. It goes, and it goes all the way. 6 runs. Beautiful hit. It was 2 sixes that we saw in the innings. One was that one there. That was nicely struck. There was from Gammon and there was one from Pai as well. There's a little sneak behind. Well bowled. And look at the reactions there from Daluwata, because she didn't even appeal. The appeal came from the keeper, and when the finger went up from the umpire, Snehal, she was overjoyed and over the moon. Well, this one was a long chase. There were some opportunities. That was one that Daluwata knows that probably she should have dealt with better. And there was one that went to Regina as well, which she, in normal circumstances, would have put away. That is one that really should have been stopped. But we saw one coming up, or might see one coming up, that really, well, we never thought there was going to be any chance. Bartram did field very well. That was the one that she wasn't able to get hold of. Wicket falling there, that's well bowled. And a great bit of work, and that's the one we thought there was no chance that Pedrick was going to stop that one. She did an amazing effort. And this one, just running in from the boundary, if she just held her position, probably would have been a catching opportunity. And we see that again. Needed to stay where she was. This good boundary towards the end gets England 11 into the 90s, and that's where they would finish with a single of the very last ball, 93. So it's a similar score to what the Netherlands put on against Italy. The Netherlands made 92 for 6, which then transpired to be 97 because of a penalty that was occurred by one of the Italian batters taking too long to come out. So it's a similar sort of score against England. You'll take that. You know, England are a very strong batting unit. Thing is, though, we know, and definitely we saw yesterday, first time that we saw them, that their bowling was pretty strong. And as a bowling unit and fielding unit, they were fantastic. I mean, watch out for them in the field. They were lively, and they really did put a lot of pressure on Austria yesterday, and they'll be expecting to do the same here today. Good bit of batting there from the likes of Megan Sturge. Had a few chances that weren't taken, so she went to 26 of 23 balls. 26 not out for Bethlehem Gammon as well. Played 1-6 and 2 4s on her way to that innings. Got a bit of support from some of the other batters. In terms of the bowling, I think Kumadu Pedrick, she had those issues, didn't she, with the no balls, and in the end she couldn't finish her spell with 2 balls to go. 1 for 21. She took 1 for 9 for Daluwata. I think she bowled very well. I'm quite surprised that she actually didn't come back to bowl her second over. Also 1 wicket there from Nayakara, who came out, of course, to finish the over from Pedrick and bowled a pretty good one from herself. I think Italy have done very well. They're continuing to show just how much they've improved in terms of the way they play here in European cricket. They've been fantastic. But They're up against England, and they're up against the England attack, and they need to try and get to 94. So this is going to be a test for them, but I think it's a test and a challenge that they're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it as well, and I'm sure the man next to me, Vinny Sandu, just as well, is looking forward to what I think is going to be a pretty interesting innings. Italy, from what we saw from them yesterday with the bat, they've got batters there that are prepared to go after it. They've got batters there that are prepared to go for the big shots, and we saw some of them yesterday. If one of them clicks here today and gets a 30 or 40, it could be a very interesting match. Join us back. Rico Full here in Vinny Sandu and the European Cricket Network. You're watching the Euros of Cricket here in Cardiff, Spain. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time to bring you the end and the conclusion of match number 5.
Software and La Junta de Andalucía. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Hello and welcome back to the Euros of Cricket. England defending 93. Daisy Gibb to start. It's a nice looking shot, and that's going to be very close. I think she has made it back, but it's a great pick up and throw. Look, overcommit, and let's just keep an eye on this here now. And oh well, I thought wrong. I think that's out. I think we are going to see here a diamond duck. Now, I think this is going to be gone. She doesn't get back. She thinks she's in, but, well, you see the number on the back there for Nathanraika. Well, it's 13. 13 spells trouble. 13 spells unlucky. She's unlucky because, well, Sashi Pai had just pulled off. Remarkable bit of fielding. Is that our HCL player of the day? Well, there's Diamond Derek. So unlucky. I think Nana Yakara just goes too early, doesn't she? I mean, she expects there to be a run there. She doesn't really look at the striker. And, well, she'll learn from that. She will learn from it. You do these things. She'll know what she's done wrong. But what a bit of fielding. This is just great. Absolutely sensational. It was absolutely brilliant. It's got to be one of the best bit of fielding that we've seen in this series so far from Pai. Absolutely sensational. Gets played away, and there'll be a single. Takes a single, so they do get the first run on the board. Well, what about that, folks? You don't see better than that, and you got to feel a little bit for Delicia. Oh, well, what happens here? And, let's hope that Gibb is okay. Well, I think she's okay. I think she gets ready to bowl and she slides. Look at that. Look at the back foot slip there. So it just goes to show that though the sun is out, there is still that little bit of moisture. And, well, Gibb, I'm glad to see that the young lady is smiling, because that could have been nasty. I'll play on the back of her mind a little bit. Well bowled. Just got to be careful with her follow through. Just have to watch where she ends up here, and I think that's what Snehal is probably saying. So here's the delivery, but watch where she ends up. I think it's because she just slightly loses her balance again, but she's running right down the middle of the pitch, and she'll know that. Snehal, the umpire, just has a little chat. This one gets worked away. Don't think it has the legs to go to the boundary. We'll take the one. So do lose that unfortunate very early wicket, the diamond duck for Delicia, but they will have to remain positive. The captain has come out there as well, and hoping that they can put a partnership together here, these two. Partnerships is what it's all about. Get a partnership together. Take those singles, look for the extras, look for the boundaries. In the air, oh! Well, now, Pai, after doing, yeah, that's exactly the way that it went. I wonder if we can capture that from Bethan Ellis. And then, well, it's like a hot potato. I think some of the girls out there wouldn't mind a hot potato to keep their hands warm. It is chilly. But the chance goes down, and it's Pai who was involved in a fantastic run out. So Ratanaika gets a chance. Short down the leg side. This one will be wide. Yeah, so a chance. Ratanaika hopefully will feel she can go on to to make the most of it. Oh, once again, and yeah, this is now getting concerning for Gibb. This time it looks like she has hurt herself. Look here, watch how she goes. Puts the foot down. Oh, look at that. That's a genuine slide. And then, then she loses. And well, she almost does 2 ankles in one there. I think this is where maybe she just needs to maybe just cut down the run a little bit. Be a little bit careful because, yeah, this one changes it up and gets the wicket. What a comeback. What a comeback. Well, from almost losing both ankles, she comes back with a super delivery, gets a good bit of in-swing here, gets the edge of Ratnanaika. But this time, look at the way she plants her foot this time, very much different. Normally she's planting it side on, and that's where the skidding is coming. This time she plants the foot firmly down, toes pointing forward, and it seems to work for her as well. Maybe that's something she perhaps needs to work on a little bit more, because that's a cracking delivery. And Ratnanaika did get a chance, didn't she, when she was dropped earlier by Pai, but Daisy Gibb gets the wicket in the end. Well bowled, Daisy. And Ratnanaika caught behind there by Libby Thomas, who's behind the stumps in this match. Libby had a good start as well. The bat made 11 or 13. Looked in good form before she went across the line to the bowling of the captain, Pedrick. Scuffed in the air. This will be an easy one, and it will. And that's going to be a very soft dismissal. And another wicket will fall. So McCarthy bowling her first delivery takes a wicket straight away. And the things go from bad to worse as Kamudu Pedrick gives her wicket away. Wants to go and be super aggressive. But that's a simple catch there taken by Taylor. So McCarthy, who bowled very well yesterday, only got the one over yesterday, McCarthy. Bowled a very good first. I think, off memory, it went for 6. That's right. The very first ball she bowled was hit for a massive 6. Then after that, it was all dots. And it probably was the one of, probably only 3 boundaries were hit in that innings. So, picks up the wicket. And, well, that's 2 very contrasting first balls from her. One was a 6. Second one was a wicket. Well, keep an eye on that. So this is something new, of course, that we've started with yesterday. The old bonus ball. We'll come back to that maybe after this. Well, maybe we can come back to it now. And Vinny Sandhu joins us as well as the batter is getting ready to face the first ball.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. And yeah, McCarthy getting wicket straight away. 3-all. Interesting football match score. Not so great in cricket most of the time.
And they will run, and a good throw here could be challenging. Yeah, so we saw there that the score we know is 93. So England, if England can really press on and restrict the Italians here to 65 or less, they pick up that extra point. So
that's right.
So they can pick up the maximum points from this match, 4 points.
And Italy took a point off the Netherlands yesterday.
Did,
It was a pretty close game in the end. But yeah, 66 is a magic number for Italy to hold on to their point. If they're restricted 65 or less, then England will take all 4 like they did against Austria yesterday. So that's a kind of secondary target. I think still the plan would be, for Italy, with some of their hitters, they do have some boundary hitters in there to get this 94 in the first place.
It's again not a bad shot, but great bit of work from McCarthy in a follow through.
Great reflexes from Cassidy there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks unlikely that they can get the runs in the 7 overs. That's where Italy.
That's where Italy could take all the points. Yeah, but kind of didn't discuss that one because it's not seeming that likely at the moment. In fact, Italy given only a 5% chance of getting the 94 at all.
That's a wide delivery. Couldn't have started in a worse scenario, really, could they? You got to feel for the batter that gets run out without even facing the ball. That's a Nanakaira. She just went out she went going quick. She was if she was an athlete and she was doing the 100 meters, I'll put my money on her because she was out of the blocks pretty quickly but couldn't get back. Oh, Good bowling, getting closer and closer to the pegs here.
I do like seeing on strikers backing up and looking for that. I think it's even more important you get those fundamentals right in the women's game, where they may not be able to cover the length of the pitch quite as quickly as some of their male counterparts. Hey, I just want to say quick hello to Ian from the TPL Cricket Show. He's got the number 12 cricket podcast in the UK at the moment. This is hit leg side, and this should be a boundary. So yeah, Bartram, she is one person that is able to compete at a pretty good level. We've seen that already in McCarthy. She ain't slow, as we have seen demonstrated to us many, many times over the last day or so. But that's a nice shot from Amelia, and Italy have their first boundary.
Yeah, nicely done. Good shot, well played away. She wants to be aggressive, and that's what you've got to do.
I was just saying about Ian, he had Richard Logan, the England 11 coach, on their show. I know that the TPL cricket show is going to have a special relationship with the NCCA, which is the federation kind of cricket at a high level, but slightly more amateur level in England as well. So yeah, hello to you, Ian. Good to have you tuning in. And right now, Italy have something to shout about in the second over, but still a long way behind. 9 for 3 after 2. Looking at the table, England 11 with the win here would go back to the top of the table, and it's only their second game. England and the Netherlands will play later on today in match 8, which I think will be an absolute cracker of a game. But plenty of good games today. And now it looks like we're going to have a change of bowling. And Ian was saying he enjoyed Daisy Gibb in the first. We dealt well with a few little slipping issues, but it's Shachi Pai who created that run out of pretty much thin air earlier on. Now she's going to come in and bowl the third over.
Did a bit short to start off with, but they have got a sweeper out on the leg side. Will make the stop. It'll just be a single. Very good arm there as well from Ria Fakrao. Does really well.
I had Jeff Mobbs asking, is there any way you can print out the 2024 schedule? I will say that it is a draft schedule, so don't take it as gospel just yet, because as we know, on European Cricket Network, we're doing so many events in so many locations, certain things can come up. And we had our origins really in the European Cricket Series during the pandemic times, where things could change very, very quickly. But what I would say, Jeff, is maybe if you were to take a screenshot or take a photo of the graphic when it comes up, that's probably your easiest way to have that information handy. Anyway, Shachi, she's a bit of a live wire, I think, from what I've seen over the last couple of days. Beautiful setting at the moment. As you mentioned to me in the break off air, it's a lot warmer in the sunshine than where we are.
It's a good shot. Well, being very brave here is Bartram. And this isn't a bad delivery from Pai, but you can see Bartram has just decided, you know what, the match situation requires me to be brave, to take the odd gamble, to try and get boundaries, and she's doing it. That's a cracking shot.
Yeah, and it is smart as well as brave. Like, let's say she doesn't get that quite right, gets a little edge. That's probably 4 anyway, with the keeper up to the stumps. So yeah, good batting for Amelia. How's another go?
Bit of hesitation, and probably was a run there, but I get the feeling that Bartram is saying, nah, let me have a few more deliveries. I reckon I can get after this.
Yeah, I think she wants to control the strike, even this early. I think that was a run. It really was Mahamalagi's call, and she was pretty keen for the run, but Bartram just kind of put up the stop sign and said, no, give me another crack at Shachi.
Oh.
It almost backfires.
I like that for Libby Thomas as well. She's just waiting there, ready to whip off the bail. Watch this, that foot. She's saying, come on, you're going to lose your balance or not? And you can see there, Bartram saying, nah, I'm staying put. All right then, we'll carry on.
People have a go at keepers for holding it all that long, but it's very legitimate, and that kind of showed why.
Too full. And there's the fielder out there. You might have a look at this. It probably is dipping, but no harm in having a look.
Amelia's kind of crouched when she plays this shot, but let's just check it out, because it's, it's actually
pretty high, actually.
It is. She's
time.
Not tall. So, yeah, I wonder if this will get called or not.
I think you call it.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it again, I think I'd call that.
Let's have a look.
Because, I mean, she's not bowling slow, And it seems to be right. I mean, we go with waist, right? Waist over. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's a good call.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Waist high or above, that wording matters. So if that's kind of hitting in the belt, it's probably...
It hits the gloves, actually. So if you look at the line at the bottom of the banner, that's where it's making impact.
Yeah. So, I mean, with those marginal ones, the instructions are to call those. And it's a safety thing. And, of course, Italy had their own issues with those in the first innings. Free hit.
And that's hit well. But unfortunately, finds the fielder out there. Hey, spare a thought for someone like Ciara Green. She's the captain, of course, for England. Now, we mentioned yesterday that these players are from all over England, right?
Yeah.
She's never played with these girls before.
Yeah.
Never, right? First time they're all together, she doesn't really know who does what. But when you look at them out there, you wouldn't believe it.
They look a unit, don't they?
Yeah. No is the call because it's to that field. I do like this field, though. I mean, we had a look at it before the start of the over from the view from a distance. I think it's a really good field. I get the feeling it's probably one that we see England 11, the men use as well. So
yeah.
I think Richard is obviously applying that here to the girls as well.
Too lazy to make up new plans. That'll be the end of the third over, and it's 17 for 3. No, there's nothing lazy about the management of England 11. They've really been focused. This year in particular, I mean, they always are, but they were miffed to lose the trophy to the Dutch in the men's ECC in 2022, and they wrestled it back, not without a few hairy moments. Looks like Ciara Green is going to come on to bowl herself in the fourth over. A couple of messages in the chat. Steve McVeigh has said that he is on the bus from Malaga to Khartoum right now. He's come all the way from Portugal to watch live at the ground. Look forward to seeing you, Steve. Right now, time for some green.
Defensively played, good start.
And Shrug watching from Jersey saying that Amelia Bartram provided his ECN moment of the year with the 6 to win back in that first ever ECIW against the Netherlands. Yeah, Shrug, it's memorable.
Just going to be an easy wicket. And, well, Mamalage, I think she was okay with the short delivery. She played a nice shot, but with the pull shot. But this one, out of the off, she doesn't really follow through with the shot. She just scoops it up. And unfortunately, it's going to be an easy wicket. One thing to notice here, Vinny, look how quickly the new batter is coming out. They're not wanting to make the same mistake again.
I think that they've made an effort for the dismissed batter to get off quickly as well, as if to give a signal. That's the second batter we've seen really jogging off. That shot, I think she has an idea of playing a kind of an expansive drive, and then she kind of bails out of it, and that's why it looks like it's basically a well-timed block that goes up in the air. As Regina, she was the one that gave up the 5 runs for being too slow to get to the crease yesterday. 72 seconds it was. It was 12 seconds too many. But like I said, yesterday she didn't have her helmet on. She wasn't ready to go. I remember looking up there. Today she's gotten there, no problems at all. And so everyone that thought it was harsh, I mean, you're seeing the effect already of it, which is that, the game is quicker. And I suppose Regina's just the one that happened to cop it. It could have been anyone.
To be fair, I didn't like it. And, I still have mixed opinions about it. But I did speak to the umpires. The umpires both said as soon as she was on, or before she was on her way out, they said, hey, you've got to be a little bit quicker. Regina didn't really take too much note of it. So, in a way, she was told that she was running a little bit late, but didn't really make the effort.
I just think, whenever these things are brought in, I mentioned the baseball comparison, can cause issues early, but players learn, players adapt. It's better, game's better as a whole. Pretty nice straight drive, gets a little touch. A lot of work required down there, but McCarthy does well sliding in, and we'll keep that to a long single. End of the over. Ciara Green only concedes 2 in that fourth over, and the score is just, I was going to say end of the over, but I don't know, it's twice, I think. Our scorers are now at such quick pace. I would say they shouldn't quite score it until the ball's finished. Just saying.
They've got you twice, Vinny. They've got you twice. Ball to go. Hey, what a marvellous bit of fielding that was, by the way. Have to highlight that. Brilliantly done out there on the boundary.
Well, I was right with the score anyway, because it will be 18 for 4. Let's go with 18 for 4 after 4.
Yeah, liking this bit of work here by England in the field. I was very excited about yesterday. What amazes me, though, as I touched on already, is that they're a team. I mean, England, you know, a lot of cricket being played there, a lot of great players all over the place. So all these girls have combined together from different parts of the UK, never played together before. And I know that Ciara Green was saying she didn't know who the bowlers were, who the batters were, and the way that they've come out and gelled in such a short period of time. Credit to them all. Credit, of course, to the management. Credit to Richard, but credit to Ciara Green as well. They really are looking like a unit that have been playing together for a while.
That's the other thing, though, is there's an immense amount of pride, I'm sure, to pull on that red shirt and to have England on your shirt. Here's a player I really enjoyed yesterday. Yes, Millie Taylor coming on.
Yeah, Millie Taylor.
Yeah, left arm unorthodox.
Okay, that's nicely played. It'll take a single, but of course England got this game well in control. I mean, we're looking at that rate has climbed up now to almost 14 and over, and we haven't seen teams go at that pace really, have we? So Italy, I wonder if they're thinking here now is get as much practice in this match in as in batting practice before what will be quite a really exciting contest when they take on Spain in match number 3 of the day.
It's not a bad attempt from Bartram, doesn't really time it. What I'm looking at right now is 13 players on the field that all play their cricket in the UK. But what I will say is Amelia and Regina coming into the Italian setup has really kind of shown some of the other players, you know, things that they wouldn't pick up in Italy domestically.
That's one again that we may just check the height on. I think it is again coming down, but how high does it start? So let's just see what we see here. It does come down. No, that's okay.
Definitely okay. I think we didn't really realise she'd crept down to the crease. But yeah, I just think that's really important. We saw it with Leas Deploy, for example, playing for Hungary, but you know, experienced county cricket player.
Gone. Great catch. Brilliant work. Well, Taylor, well, that is swift from Taylor, isn't it? Not the Taylor Swift, of course. It's Millie Taylor, but swift with the work. Excellent catch. It's not a bad hit, once again, from Bartram, who's trying to be super aggressive. Hit it fairly well, but what a good bit of work that is. That's away from the body. That is a really good catch.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, having to go the other way across the pitch. Enrico showing you contemporary music knowledge with the Taylor Swift reference. I'm impressed with that. Bartram not too impressed to have to walk back for 10. And Italy struggling at 21 for 5.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent wicket that is when you're Taylor, because it's the sort of thing which, you know, you can't practice, you can't prepare for, but her reactions were good. And she picks up a key wicket, and that's the 5th one down now for Italy, 21 for 5. Really going to see what their depth is now. Ball to go in this, the 5th over. It's flighted up and played away quite defensively. One thing I'm noticing, I mean, I think that they're being told, I mean, if I'm looking at Italy, I think the batters have been told about the backing up, back up,
yeah,
look for those singles. I think they're just a little bit over keen to go, because I noticed there again, as soon as the ball is bowled, they're not really looking at each other, just looking to get to the other end.
I think it is sometimes a necessary risk you have to take. But yeah, backing up's one thing, but then eye contact with the striker. The striker, most of the time, has the most idea of where the ball's gone. And so I think that's quite important. 21 for 5 after 5 overs. Finished down to here, Mr. Maximo, with Rico Full. We've got our Christmas tree with our cricket ball decorations on as well, as Ciara Green is going to bowl her 2nd over. This is the first ball of it. Got to say, everyone's been brilliant at getting through the overs here. And just what kind of ties up Regina as well. Had a question from Kroom. What's the bonus point cut off? In case you missed it, Italy are going to have to get 66 or more to stop England taking their point. So, I mean, that's probably a more realistic target right now.
Yeah.
So 66 is, what's that, 28 less than the target. So if you see how many they need off how many balls, which you'll probably see in a second. So right now, it is 72 off 27 for the game.
Well, this is going to be bold, I think. It just goes right across, trying to give herself a little bit of room. And in the end, the ball just comes through. The good bowling from Green. wicket-to-wicket bowling. And if you're going to go the wrong way, then you're going to get in a spot of difference. You're going to get in a spot of trouble. So Wanakul Surya will go. And that's going to be disappointment because there's another wicket that falls. And she's going to go for a 2-ball duck.
Well, if you're going to go for a music reference with Taylor Swift, I'm going to go a little bit retro and saying that I'm sure that Kiara will be hoping that it's a Green Day, because this is just their first of 2 matches, and that's a nice kind of little top spinner. And that comes back in, slides on to Wanakul Surya, who has to go back, and the score is 22 for 6. So yeah, so right now they need 44 off the remaining 26 balls if they were to get the point. That's looking pretty unlikely, especially with those 6 wickets down.
But it goes back to, this is one thing about this, the new system, bonus system, if you want to call it that, for a better word. But, you know, I said before they lost those last 2 wickets that Italy now going to be thinking not going to win the match, but try to get a good partnership going, some good form going, getting ready for that match against Spain. But really, what they're also looking at, the next target now becomes that score, right? Next oh, wow! It's a jalebi catch! A one-handed beauty from Green. Wow, sensational. How about that, folks? Well, that there could be your HCL software play of the day from Green. What a catch!
Well, it's not just a Green Day, it's a very Green Day. What a catch. She can't believe that has stuck. She almost puts their hand out just hoping to stop it, I think, but that one sticks to the palm, and Kiara, a special piece of cricket, creates the 7th wicket, 22 for 7.
Oh, well, how unlucky is that? Daluwata thinks she's done pretty well there. She struck it well. It's an outstanding catch from the captain of England. Chiara Green, take a bow. Well, Chiara Green, I don't know if she knows what jalebis are. That is a jalebi catch. It was sweet. It was fantastic. Well, that's why you eat the jalebis, because you take those jalebi catches. What a moment. 22 for 7 at the end of 6.
Regina on 4, struggling to get going. Faces up again. Not a bad looking shot, but can't get it past the bowler. Mid-off up in the circle as well. Just needs to find a way in a tough situation here. Regina Sudazay. She does. She gets off strike. Sonia Toffoletto to the other end. Of course, Italy, probably the majority of their side, have, I suppose, family links to cricket, and that's how they've gotten into it. But then, I love watching players like Sonia Toffoletto as well. Took a brilliant catch yesterday.
I love the name. That's very much Italian, isn't it? Toffoletto. I like it.
He doesn't really pick this one. I mean, this is going to be a handful. A bowler like Taylor, who I just don't know how often someone like Sonia would get a chance, or anyone in the Italian team for that matter, to face a bowler like this.
Well, this could be valuable runs. We'll test the fielder.
Great field.
He does superbly well. What a good flick that is. That's the standards that you'd expect to see from the English 11, and Bethan Gammon makes a really good stop here. Look, they know that the game is more than likely in the bag, but still, standards are standards, and this is what they're taught to do. This is just brilliantly done. Just watch the flip back.
Yep, all good there. I think doesn't touch the rope.
Superb.
And it's a great aerial shot, isn't it? I wonder if that's Byers. Yeah. So it kind of does, Sonia does the keeper as well. Not easy for the keeper to keep someone like Taylor as well, who has a few little variations of how she's trying to turn the ball.
And then Fuller, straighter. She knows that the batter's going to be going for this and going for it on the leg side. Gets it to come back a little bit. And a big smile there from the bowler, Taylor. Well bowled indeed, Millie. And just watch this. Watch the flight. Knows exactly where she wants the ball to go. Executes it beautifully. Gets it under the bat. And once it gets past the bat, it's going to be out. So Sonia, she also is going to go without scoring. So it's turning out to be a good day for the Ducks as well. There's going to be another one.
Yeah, bad luck for Sonia though. It was certainly a difficult set of deliveries to face, but she'll go at 25 for 8. Again, the length there. Yeah, the length was key. And keeper didn't even have to worry about that one. All right, so this will be another one. And can you believe what you're seeing here? We might have a hat-trick opportunity. In fact, we will. In fact, we won't, because I just realised that's the last ball that Taylor will bowl. But what I can see is that she'll finish with figures of 3 for 4. And, well, maybe a bit fortunate. This one was a bit more of a genuine full toss, but sliced away by Cannon Katie, who took a couple of brilliant catches yesterday. Right now, it's more work for Derek. And that will be the 9th wicket fall. Also the end of the 7th over, 25 for 9.
Yeah, got a feel for the young lady. I think it's only 17%. He certainly gave us some highlights yesterday with some very good catching of her own. But this time it's a good sharp catch from Austin that sees her go for a first ball. But you know, one thing I love about these ladies is no matter what, they're always smiling. And that's one thing I'd say to anybody. You know, whatever sport it is you play it because you love it. And play it because you enjoy it. And these girls are enjoying being out there. No matter what, of course, they want to be competitive. They want to perform well. But when things don't go their own way, they still are able to smile about it. Well done to all the ladies. Okay, next over. And used the feet well.
Uh-oh.
If it hits, it would have been a goner, I think.
The second diamond of the innings. Yeah, poor Regina. She's had more partners in the last couple of overs than the quarterback at the box social, hasn't she, really? And now, kind of left trying to prop this innings up. That would have been gone.
I think what happens here? I think this is bat and body, or
I think it might have
maybe
gone
even
up
a bit of the head.
into their helmet. Yeah, that's
helmet, yeah.
You know, some people say you know, why do you have to wear a helmet against the spinner? It's a really good example, because that could have been a bit nasty. It actually hits the kind of side of the grill. I'm an advocate for helmets being standard no matter what bowling you're facing. I know there are some logistical difficulties with that, but I just think it's a safety thing.
Wants to take it on, and we'll get another single. So you're going to see the number 11. It's going to be Nimesh, who's going to face her first delivery. Let's see how she fares.
I'm all over Ekanaka getting a run here. Wasn't expecting to have to bat, certainly not for more than 2 overs. See how she goes against Fackrell.
And she should be out and will be out. Unfortunately, she's going to get a first baller is Nimesh. And, well, Vinny, whatever you're feeling today, it ain't happening. That's a straightforward catch. No issues at all. Well bowled to Ria Fackrell. And fair play to Nimesh. Wants to get the big shot in. But Green, well, who has taken an incredible one-handed catch already, Jalebi catch. He's not going to put that one down. And England, similarly to what they did against Austria yesterday, totally dominant in this performance. And Italy, they're going to be bowled out for 26 with, 13 balls to go in the innings. So, you see there, what a unit, a team, a bunch of players, a group of players from all over the UK, haven't played together as a unit before. Coming to this, the Euros of cricket, and the way they're playing at the moment, well, they certainly are looking like champions, and they've all won their first 2 matches in dominant fashion. Next up, Austria taking on also another powerful team, the Netherlands.
Yeah, for sure. This will be a good battle. It's starting in around about half an hour's time. Netherlands winning the toss and batting. And just have a look at that batting lineup. Zvilling and Annemine Thompson put a really good opening partnership together yesterday. But you've got Riker in there. You've got Declan listed at 4. Van Kolwijk, Shu was very, very good as well, I thought, in the middle order and also with the ball. So join us for that. Austria, though, Sabu and Mahadiwa, I just like to see them up the top together.
Yeah.
And maybe take a bit of pressure off Uka, who already has the gloves to worry about. So let's go, and they say well done to these 2 teams. Okay, yeah, Italy, they know where they're at. They know they're probably not quite the level that England are at. Also, I think in the field they let themselves down a little bit just by their own standards. And I think when you have a bit of a mismatch like that, you really just want to kind of play against yourself in a sense and play to your potential. So Italy probably a little bit disappointed with their performance, but we will see them taking on Spain a little bit later today. So I think, you know, if they were able to win that and perform well in that, then they'll feel that day 2 was a success. Let's go back and look at the start of this one. And wasn't it an incredible bit of work by Shachi Pai? It's the old diamond duck to start you off. A lot of walking for Nani Akara. She went out there and had to walk straight back, and that was a sign of things to come. it was England red hot in the field. Even though there was that fumble, I think that might have been the only one. Once Gibb found her feet, she was also a pretty good performer. And Italy, well, we knew the top order had to kind of shoulder a lot of the burden if they were to get any points out of this game. Ideally the target, or even just the 66 to get the point. But really, England too strong, creating chances and taking them.
Yeah, I mean, the bowling was exquisite, really. They bowled a good length. It's that heavy length. They knew that the Italian batters, particularly the top order, if you bowled full to them, they liked it in that area. They put it away. I mean, that's an example of it. Anything that was a little bit too short or too full, they were going to be after it. So they bowled a good length, heavy length. I like the variations that they have as well. And then, of course, Green came on and picked up 3 wickets. And, well, this one is a straightforward catch from Pye. But, of course, don't forget the one-handed jalebi catch that she took as well. Talking about corner bowl, that one was pretty smart as well from Millie Taylor. As batters trying to get after it, but just couldn't get going. But England, exceptional in the field. Their standards were good. And this one straight through. And then, of course, we will see that jalebi catch. It's the moment. We all like a little bit of jalebi. And I like the look of surprise on her face when she takes the catch, because I don't think she knew too much about this. But what a moment.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Kiara Green and just her general demeanour. I think to pull a team together that haven't played too much before or at all before, she just has a cool, assured style of leadership, but also is clearly enjoying the game and setting an example for her players to do the same. Once again, we saw Taylor spinning a web, and it was a tough task, I think, for the Italian middle and lower order to come out and face this kind of thing. And then even that, maybe on another day you can slice that into a gap and get away. It went to one of the kind of wolf pack offside infielders, and so in the end it was all over with 13 balls left on the table. Italy bowled out for 26, so England will scoop the points here in match number 5, and now they can sit tight because we will see them later on in the day. They will have a blockbuster clash with the Netherlands in match 8. But just looking back at this one, Italy really having a bit of a shocker of a start, never recovering. Naniakara run out without facing a ball. And then Rathnayaka, who they would have relied on, I think, to score a few, was only able to contribute a single. 10 for Bartram, the only batter to reach double figures. I think she was brave, so to say, just couldn't get going, but she was in a difficult situation as they lost all of the last 5 without scoring. And so just 6 extras, I was going to say, in 7.5 overs as well. So pretty disciplined performance, England. Like I said, they'll be happy to take the points, a real team effort, but I do think their sternest test on day 2 is yet to come.
Yeah, I mean, have a look at that. 3 wickets for Kiara Green. Fantastic bowling from the captain and great leadership skills again. And Millie Taylor, we like the way that she was bowling out there as well. But all the bowlers bowled exquisitely well. Certainly made it very difficult for the batters, and I think the Netherlands, they're already taking a look at what's to come. That is going to be a real blockbuster. We know we've had many a battle between the men's 11 here when Netherlands have taken on the English. I think this one is going to be just as spicy. Coming up to seal what is going to be a fantastic day 2. But that's a bit later on. Next up, of course, here will be Austria taking on the Netherlands.
Yep.
We leave you with that match summary.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. So, yeah, we'll be back in around about 20 or 25 minutes to take you into that one. Until then, it's Vinny Sandy here, Mr. Maximo, for the European Cricket Network on a bright, sunny Monday in the Costa del Sol. We'll see you after this break with more ECCW.